episode of ASMR Reality. Tonight, we are going to be looking at a new home, brand new construction. This is in Indiana. The price is $399,900. It is a 3-bedroom with 2 full baths, and it is about not quite 1,600 square foot. It has a covered front porch and a covered rear porch and is on 1.32 acres. Let's take a look at it. You can see on the outside that the grass is not yet growing. It has a concrete pad at the front of the driveway, but the builder did not concrete the rest of the drive. He left it gravel. The grass has been planted and straw put down, but it is not yet growing. This is walking up to the front, and of course we are now under the covered porch. So it's kind of nice. You can sit out and watch traffic. There is a cemetery across the street. That's a pretty quiet neighbor. And now we will walk inside. The floor in this house is all the same luxury vinyl plank. The walls are all white. This is the same builder of another home that I've already shown you that he did not build it from the ground up. He was rehabbing a home, but all of the like the cabinets, the countertop, the tile work, all of it is very similar to the other home. So on this side of the home there are 2 bedrooms. This is bedroom number 1. And in between the 2 bedrooms on this side of the home is a full bath. This is the full bath. And you can see the custom tile work on the shower, which is nice. And moving into the 2nd bedroom. When a home is not furnished, the bedrooms pretty much just look like a box. Not much to show. Walking through, this is the foyer. This is the main living area that we're in right now. And before we go to the master bedroom, we're going to walk out back and look at this deck. This is a covered deck, and it is amazing. It is huge. And you can see it is covered. So you could easily enclose this porch and make it another living area, like a big sunroom. But you can look how big this deck is. And of course it overlooks the backyard, which is a good size yard. Now there is over an acre here, 1.32 acres, but most of it is in the woods over there. So it has its own woods, probably at least half of the ground is woods and the other half is yard. Okay, so again, this is the main living area that we're looking at there. That ahead of us is the dining room. Obviously the kitchen here. And we're going to turn and we're going to go into the master bedroom now. So this is the master bedroom. And then we will go into the master bath, which now that we're in the master bath, you can see there are double sinks, his and hers. And again, the large shower with 2 heads. It's got the overhead rain head. And then you have the big custom closet, which this builder puts all of the shelving in, and closet racks, of course. But it's kind of pretty. I like this. I like the contrast of the black and the white in there. And then we will walk through here and we will get to the mud room. So you've got a kind of a locker system there, like coat hangers and storage areas, and then this is where the washer and dryer go. And we will walk into the garage, and it is all finished as well. And inside the garage, I must have done something there. Obviously, I edit this footage before I make the video to put online, but in there is your furnace and your water heater and your rough in for your water softener. And that is pretty much it for this house. It's not real big, so pretty easy to go through this one, but just nice and clean. I really like the layout of this house. I could live in this house. It's just cozy. It's kind of in the city, so I would want something a little further out. There's the pantry, which is really nice too. It's a large pantry. Yeah, I think this is, we'll do a little walk through here, the kitchen, showing the island lights. I do like those little island lights. He picked out some cool ones. I did an open house here today, and I liked that he had bar stools there because I was able to sit at the island and just do some work on my computer while I was waiting. But I think this is it. Yep, that's it. So there you have a pretty quick tour of the brand new construction. Again, for $399, I think that's a pretty good deal because everything is done brand new. Everything brand new roof, brand new appliances, stove, dishwasher, refrigerator, microwave, a brand new furnace, brand new air conditioner, brand new water heater, brand new plumbing, brand new electrical. Everything's under warranty. So these are the nice thing about buying homes like these is that you just don't have to worry about anything. And it's just, trouble-free living. All you have to do is move your stuff in and you're ready to go. That's the nice thing. And then for me as a realtor, selling these new homes is nice because whenever the buyer may not do an inspection because it's brand new and it's under warranty, but even if they do an inspection, it's easy because everything's brand new. So the inspector might find a few little odds and ends that maybe the builder, just punch list items, but they're easy fixes, and usually the builder can fix them in a couple days and we're able to move on, and it makes closing a lot more likely to happen. So I really like selling new construction. It's I think the easiest homes to sell because people aren't worried about anything. Speaking of people being worried about something, I wanted to tell you this story about a current situation that I'm having with a home that I listed. I don't know if I showed this home. I think this was before I was doing home tours because, this was about 3 or 4 months ago. But I got this client who, his dad died 4 or 5 years ago. His mom died in January. So he probably contacted me in March of this year and just was like, I need you to sell my parents' home because I live in California. Obviously, the home is in Indiana. He said, I'm going to fly back and I'm going to get all the stuff out and everything, and then when it's ready, I'll have you sell it. So I met with him when all this stuff was in the house. Long story short, I ended up selling the home. I ended up finding the buyer myself because I met him at an open house. He was a 68-year-old guy that had never been a homeowner. He had rented the same home for 35 years, and he said, before I die, I want to own a home. And this car had a 4-car garage, and this was the main draw for this guy to this home. It's what made the home really unique was the fact that it had a 4-car garage. Okay, so long story short, I sell the home to the guy. It gets done. this guy, the guy that bought the home, he's scared to move in the home. Like, he goes there like once every other day and like picks up sticks in the yard or does little odds and end things to the house, little tiny things, no major changes, just messing around with stuff. So he calls me maybe once or twice a week and say, hey, do you know a person that could do this? Hey, do you know a person that could do that? And then he starts complaining about the trees in the yard. Like, every day he's blowing leaves off the driveway, or he's picking up sticks because the trees shed. It's just what they do. If the wind blows, a stick or two is going to blow out all the time. I have to pick sticks up at my house all the time. So, long story short, after owning this home for 3 months, the guy calls me and says, Derek, I don't want it anymore. I thought I wanted to be a homeowner, but it's just too much work. And I told him, I said, look, Tony, you need to move into that home. If you move into that home, once a week you do yard work. Once a week you go out and pick up some sticks or blow your leaves or do whatever you gotta do. You don't have to do this stuff every day. I'm trying to tell him that it's not a good idea to sell this home, even though it's good for me if he sells it. Long story short, I can't talk him out of it. He wants to sell the home again, so I told him I would list the home again for him and try to sell it. So it's for sale right now. And I got a guy that called me from Tennessee. He saw the home online, so he calls me and says, I originally lived there, and I'm thinking about moving back from Tennessee. I like what I see on the house. How come the guy is selling the house after just 3 months? So I tell him the whole story, what I just told you. And he asked me, what did the guy pay for the house? So we had the house listed prior for $259,900. My buyer agreed to pay it. The 68-year-old guy that has never owned a home before, he agreed to buy it for $245,000. However, during the course of inspection, we were able to negotiate some additional money off as a credit for the work that needed to be done. So rather than tell the seller, hey, I want you to fix all these things, the buyer said, you don't have to fix nothing, just give me the money to fix it and I'll fix them up myself. Okay, perfect. So the selling price ended up being $230,000 after all was said and done, after the credits and everything. So I'm in talks with this guy from Tennessee, and he wants to know the story. I tell him the story. He asks me, how much did the guy pay for it? I told him he paid $245,000 for the house, but he got some credits for some inspection work that he needed to get done, and I left it at that. I didn't say the words $230,000, but I told the truth. He paid $245,000 minus the credits. So one thing leads to another, and the guy said, okay, I'll let you know, whatever. And then I get this text message from him, and I want to show you these text messages. You're going to get to see a sneak peek of the dark side of real estate. So check this out. This is actually, let me do this so you can actually see it. Okay. So he says, Derek, I watched the video tour of the home, 2212 Loretta Lane. He spelled it wrong. In Anderson on Redfin. Then I clicked on the sale history. It told me the house sold for $230,000. You told me it sold for $245,000. Please be honest with me, Derek. The latest buyer obviously found something major wrong that he does not want to deal with. Was the crawl space encapsulated to hide some type of major problem, termite or foundation? Does the septic system no longer percolate? Is there black mold in the attic? As I told you, I have cash money and I don't X out of this one and get this one pulled back up here. Can I pull this one? Oh goodness, what's going on? What is going on? Oh, there we go. Okay, there it is. Maybe, oh no, I don't know why I can't see it. Where is it at? Thought there might be a preview somewhere. Good Lord, now what have I done? Okay, there's that. So where is this other one? Let me X out of that. There we go. Let's see if I can pull this up, and I can't. It won't pull. There we go. No, that's the other one. Good Lord, I want you to see the rest of this text message. Let me figure this out. Let me X out of that. Pull this up. There we go. Come on, try again. Try again. Why can't? There we go. There it is. Okay. You can't knowingly misrepresent a house that is for sale. You can't intentionally lie to prospective buyers. My brother is an attorney in Bloomington, and I've talked to him about what you're doing. Walk away, Derek, or suffer the consequences. So what I said back to him was, now, this is the lesson I want you guys to all learn here, because it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond that matters. And I wanted to just tell the dude off, because I don't care. He's in Tennessee. He can't hurt me. I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't broke the law. There's nothing he can do to hurt me. So I said to him, I told you the truth, and I have the docs to back it up. I appreciate your skepticism and take no offense to your slander. If you want to discuss this, feel free to call me. I tried to call you, but it went to your voicemail. I was just going to talk to him and try to talk some sense into him and explain to him none of the things you said are true. He said, do what you gotta do. I'll do what I have to do. Really? So I just am trying to kill the guy with kindness. I say, I can help you buy this home. There's nothing to fear. Would it help you if I scheduled a showing so you can meet the seller yourself and see that you have convinced yourself of a lot of untruths? I want to help you. He's a great guy and honest. So let's go on and see what else we got. How did the text messages go from there? He said, Derek, I want to take you up on your offer. This was the following day. Derek, I want to take you up on your offer to show me the house. Is it still available? I have a long drive. I am in East Tennessee, 7 to 8 hours. I will need to go in the crawl space and up in the attic. I can be there tomorrow morning if you don't mind showing it Saturday, 12 noon. Thanks, Greg. So that was Saturday. Today is Sunday, so that was yesterday. I was supposed to meet him. I said, okay, that will work. So you want the seller to be present? I meant to put, do you want the seller to be present? So I asked again, do you want the seller to be present? Yes. And I would also like him to bring the inspection report so I can review it. Thank you. Okay, is what I said. Then, this was on Friday later. Derek, I'm 70 years old and I have anxiety issues. I think I can do things, and then when it comes down to it, I just don't have it in me. I have to cancel the showing. I apologize, Greg. I said, I understand. I'll be on standby if anything changes. So at this point, I'm just glad I took him from freaking out and throwing a bunch of accusations against me. I calmed him down. Then this was today, Sunday. Derek, I can't get Loretta Lane off my mind. I never unpacked the truck. I'm actually on the road, headed your way right now. I'm going to stay in Brown County tonight. Let me know if I can view the house at noon tomorrow with you, the seller, and the inspection report. Thank you, Greg. I said, yes, I can make that happen. I'm proud of you for taking action and overcoming your anxiety. I don't know the seller's schedule. His name is Tony Long, but I will do my best to have him there as well. He said, I'll tell you about my anxiety tomorrow. Appreciate it. I said, sounds good. See you soon. Then today later, he said, just wanted you to know that I'm at 3 miles from the Ohio River on I-65, stuck in traffic by campus. Were you able to get a hold of the seller? I said, yes, he is going to meet us there tomorrow at noon. He said, thank you. I think that's all of it. Yeah, that's all of it. So has taught me, because I'm convinced that 97 out of 100 salespeople would have blown that sale. Now, it doesn't mean when I get there tomorrow at noon that this guy's going to definitely buy the house. But the guy's not driving 8 hours from Tennessee to see this thing because he just isn't interested. He's interested in the home. So I've found a way to keep this deal together by staying calm and not overreacting, right? I didn't allow his anger, his frustration to transpose onto me and make me angry back. Now, I shouldn't say that because it's not completely true. When I'm reading that text message from him, my initial human reaction was, "You MFer, I will F you up." Inside, I raged, like, immediately, but I had to pattern interrupt. I could feel the anger and rage coming in and the revenge factor, and I just wanted to say, "Hey, why don't you beat it, get lost, dude, and block his number." But I signed a contract with the seller of this home that I would do everything I could to sell this home for him. And if that means swallowing my pride and taking some verbal abuse, even if it's by text message, then it's my job to take the abuse. I get paid to take this abuse. And my job is to sell the home for my seller. My job for me is to get paid. I don't get paid unless this house sells. And if I represent the buyer and I represent the seller, I get paid double the amount of money. So financially, there's a reward, a big carrot for me to swallow my pride and buck up and do the right thing to protect my seller and to protect myself. Because the real prize will be, imagine if I end up selling this house tomorrow to this guy, and then in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, he's a cash buyer, so it'd probably take about 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks I'm sitting at a closing table, and I will be able to know that my one decision, the one decision not to retaliate, is what led to the sale of that house. By staying calm and reacting in the opposite manner that he was giving to me. It's, in essence, it's like turning the other cheek, right? He came at me with anger and hate and accusations and threats. I mean, he was threatening my job, basically threatening to get an attorney. And I just, hey, listen, I understand your skepticism, right? So calming him down, and then the guy reveals to me, "Hey, I'm sorry, I've got anxiety issues." Okay, good, you see. So I likely will have earned this guy's respect by treating him with kindness. And I did throw a little subtle jab in there when I said, "I don't take any offense to your slander." That was my one a little bit of a jab, but still very subtle, because he was slandering me. And I just said I don't take any offense to it. And basically by saying that, I was letting him know, you can't hurt me. That is the key, because that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to provoke me, but it didn't work. And in essence, you can see his behavior after that is completely different. So I hope you can learn a little lesson there in life, to think before you speak, especially think before you put it my sales career, I've lost a lot of deals because I've let my emotions get away from me, especially in the car business, because like one car sale, you didn't, a couple $100, who cares? Beat it. It was worth a couple $100 to tell these people to go away early in my career, simply because I was immature. But what I learned was those $200, $400, whatever you were going to make when you sold a car, it adds up. And if you can save one every month, think about that. That's like $5,000 a year, and over 10 years, that's $50,000. So I mean, even in the car world, it's a lot, but in real estate, this is a ton. If he buys this house, this house is $239. So roughly, instead of making like $6,500 or $7,000, I'll make like $13,000 or $14,000, all for dealing with a little bit of abuse. And for me, it's worth it. And like the feeling that I will get, the satisfaction, it's almost not about the money for this deal. It will be the satisfaction of knowing that I kept the deal together, that I did the right thing for my seller, that I served my seller well, and I did my job with diligence and honor. And truly, this guy's 70 years old, I don't want to beat up an old man, right? And so now he's going to come clean with his anxiety and everything to me tomorrow, and it's going to be interesting, but I'll likely give you an update on this one to let you know how that goes. So, yeah, this is the crazy thing about sales, is that you're dealing with people, and it's like every deal is different. I mean, I've sold probably over 200 homes in my career so far, and every single one of them is so different. Every deal is so weird. And think about this, like, if I've sold 200 homes, I've probably had 4 times that many customers that I didn't sell, because you don't sell everybody that you work with. Like this guy may not buy it, but he's a story. So if he comes and looks at the house and says, Derek, I just don't like it, okay, bye-bye. I don't sell him the home. But my point is that you're just dealing with so many people and so many different personalities. And that's why, like, sales is a skill, because you have to serve, you have to get along with everybody. They have to feel comfortable with you. But it can be very rewarding in cases like this, where you're able to, keep something held together that likely, most of your peers would have just let fall apart. So I'm gonna try exceptionally hard tomorrow. I'm gonna hope that he really likes the home. And I would love to be able to give you an update next time and tell you that he definitely bought it. But we won't know until tomorrow, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate you being here. Please, before you go, please like the video.